Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 4 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 4 math and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter multiplication. The lessons we're going to cover today are estimate products, multiply by larger numbers, choose numbers with a particular product, multiply numbers ending in zeros, and multiply three numbers up to 2 digits each. Please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. Let's just start with the chapter multiplication. We're going to start with the chapter estimate products multiply by larger numbers. Estimate the product, round each factor to the nearest 10 and then multiply. So you have to round both the numbers first and then you have to multiply. You have 28 times 88. So you can round off 28 to 30 because 28 is just one number away from 30. Same way you have 88. 88 is just one number away from 90, so you can round it off to 90. Now you have to multiply 9 times 3 is 27, then 10 and 10 makes 20. So that is 2700. And if you do the exact multiplication, 28 times 88, that would be 2460. Let's just start with the test questions. Estimate the product, round each factor to the nearest 10 and then multiply. So you have 72 and 43. So 72 is rounded off to which 10? 70 it is because that is just two numbers away from 70, right? Same way 43 is rounded off to 40 because that is just three numbers away from 40. So you have to do 7 times 4. 7 times 4 is 28 and then you have to add zeros. So that is 2800. Option number 2 is the correct option. Got it? That is 2800. Option number 2 is the correct option. The next one is 87 times 43. So 87 is rounded off to 90 and 43 is rounded off to 40. So which is the correct option? That is 3600. Option number 2 is the correct option. Ninety-one times 65. 91 is rounded off to 90 and then 61 is rounded off to. I think you guys are here to learn, isn't it? 65 is rounded off to 70. You don't focus on the lesson and then at the end you say we didn't understand. So 9 times 7 is 6300 because 9 times 7 is 63. So option number 1 is the correct option. Stop guessing the answers. 63 times 85. 63 is rounded to 60. 85 is rounded to 90. 9 times 6 is 54. So option number 2 is the correct option. 63 times 87. 63 is rounded to 60 and 87 is rounded to. That is 90. So which is the correct option? Okay, that is 550, 400 option number. 9 times 6 is 54, so option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is choose numbers with a particular product. Choose numbers with a particular product. Choose two numbers from the box to complete the sentence. Which two numbers have the product of 40? You are given 3, 5, 8, and 10. You have to find if when which two numbers when you multiply makes 40. You can start multiplying the first two numbers like you can do 3 times 5. 3 times 5 makes 15, not 40. You can do 5 times 8. 5 times 8 is 40. So you can multiply different numbers and see which numbers makes 40. That is 8 times 5. Let's just start with the test questions. Choose two numbers from the box to complete the multiplication sentence. Which two numbers have the product 80? That is 8 times 10 is 80. You are given two of the options. You can check one by one. 5 times 10. 5 times 10 is 50. The correct option is 8 and 10 because 8 times 10 makes 80. Choose two numbers from the box to complete the multiplication sentence. So which two numbers have the product 77? You are given two of the options 11 times 7 and 12 and 8. So 11 times 7 makes 77. So option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, the next one is choose two numbers from the box to complete the sentence. Which two number have the product of 14? 2 times 7 makes 14. Option number 1 is the correct option. Choose two numbers from the box to complete the multiplication sentence. So which two numbers have the product 48? That is option number 1 is the correct option. 6 times 8 is 48. Option 1 is the correct option. Choose two numbers from the box to complete the sentence. So which two numbers have the product of 18? Which two numbers have the product 18? That is 9 times 2 makes 18. Option number 2 is the correct option. Choose two numbers from the box to complete the multiplication sentence. That is 7 times 10 is 70. Option number 2 is the correct option. Choose two numbers from the box to complete the sentence. Which two number have the product of 110? The correct option is 11 times 10, that is 110. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let's just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is multiply numbers ending in zeros. So how do we multiply the numbers that have the zero at the end? 800 times 4. So how do we multiply the numbers that are ending with 0? You just have to multiply the non-zero part of the numbers and then you have to add the zeros at the end. For example, you have 800 times 4. So just multiply the non-zero values that are 8 times 4. 8 times 4 is 32. Then you can add the zeros at the end. You have two zeros. So just add the zeros over here. That makes 3200. Let's just start with the test questions. 40 times 4, which is the correct option? That is 4 times 4 makes 16. You need to add the 0. So the option number 2 is the correct option. That makes 160. 30 times 4, which is the correct option? That is 3 times 4 makes 12. That is 120. 20 times 6, which is the correct option? 6 times 2 is 12. That makes 120. Option number 2 is the correct option. 300 times 1 equals 3000. 300 times 1 makes 300. So any number when multiplied by 1 makes the same number, right? The number stays the same, whatever number it is. 800 times 4, which is the correct option? 8 times 4 is 12. 8 times 4 is 32. So the correct option is 32. Option number 3200. Option number 2 is the correct option. Ninety times 3, which is the correct option? That is 9 times 3 is 27. So 270 it is. 700 times 8. 8 times 7 is 56. That is 5600. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let's just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is add three numbers up to two digits each. Two times three times one. So you are going to multiply three numbers. How do you multiply? You always make a pair of numbers and then multiply. 3 times 2. 3 times 2 makes 6. And then you can do 6 times 1. So always multiply the numbers in the form of pairs. Let's just start with the test questions. 10 times 3 times 2. You have to do make the pair of numbers. You have to do 10 times 3. 10 times 3 makes 30. Then multiply the 30 with the other number. So 3 times 1 is 3 and add the zeros. So that makes 300. The correct option is option number 2. 6 times 2 times 7, which is the correct option. Six times 2 is 12 and 12 times 7 is 7 times 2 is 14 and 14 times 6 is 84. Option number 2 is the correct option. Very good. 6 times 7 times 5. $210. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is 210. One times 3 times 5. That is 15. Option number 2 is the correct option. Seven times 3 times 5, which is the correct option? That is 105. Option number 1 is the correct option. Ten times 1 times 5. The correct option is 50. Option number 1 is the correct option. Two times 5 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25 and 25 times 2 is 50. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 4 math. The chapter we were working on is multiplication. The lessons we have covered today are estimate product multiply by larger numbers, choose numbers with a particular product, multiply numbers ending in zeros, multiply three numbers up to two digits each. Please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session. So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you. Or either you can write down the questions in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. Any questions you can please ask. No questions? Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye everyone.